Hello and welcome back to Jade Empire! When last we left off, we got trapped by a girl fleeing town after I got lost on my way into town, and now we're being accosted by random dock trash. Leave her alone or you'll answer to me.
Time to teach you all a lesson. Leaping tiger.
Where were you hiding a spear? Oh, he swings low, he fights dirty. There we go. Ah!
What are you doing here?
It's been a long time, Zoo. I haven't seen you since that night. I did as you asked. The child is safe. I made sure of that.
I know. After we spoke, I followed you. I wanted to be sure she was given a good home. You did well, Hui.
You two know each other? Actually, yeah, let's go with this one. Child? What child?
Hui and I knew each other long ago. She was a soldier, and I needed her help. There was a child, an orphan. I knew Hui could find a good home for her.
Someone hanging out in the background there. And over my shoulder, too. Who was this child?
She was just a girl. Her parents were dead. I couldn't look after her, and I knew Hui by reputation. I knew she would find a good home for her.
Where is this child now?
She's safe. That's all you need to know. She doesn't concern you. Besides, we don't have time to worry about something that happened almost 20 years ago.
Yes, those are old worries. Thank you for your actions today. Even if these men were no real threat, just simple sailors frustrated at the shallow river that holds them here. There are pirates in the area, and they pose a far greater danger. You will likely encounter them, especially if you are the one I am waiting for. As Sagacious Zoo mentioned, my name is Hui. Tell me, young man, what is your master's name?
Well, Hui, I trained under Master Li of Two Rivers.
I have waited here many years for the arrival of one special fighter. Your master, Sun Li, bid me to wait until you, his protege, came seeking information.
So it's true. Master Li really is the Emperor's brother. I wish I had known.
Man, your arm is gross looking.
He is gone, isn't he? Taken by the Lotus assassins just as he thought. He knew they were always searching. They are right to fear him and his legacy. The glorious strategist was certain the path to the Imperial City would bring you here. He was also very specific about how I present my information to you. You must be ready.
Is it just me, or are her lip flaps, like, not nearly as well synced up as like, everybody else's? Master Li told me who he was because I am his student. How do you know?
I served under Sun Li and was one of a few soldiers he trusted enough to contact after Dirge fell. Li knew the events there would have great consequences. He told me of the weeks-long siege and how spirit monks were slaughtered so his brother could take their temple. It was madness. The Emperor killed the water dragon itself.
The water dragon? The shepherd of the dead, a goddess of rebirth. To try and steal her power, to even think it could be attempted. Has any mortal ever shown such arrogance?
Such a crime against order would not go unnoticed.
There are many beings that exist beyond our experience. The heavens are governed by a celestial bureaucracy. Each facet of existence is managed by a specialized attendant. Most appear to have little influence, but some, like the water dragon, have a portfolio that grants exceptional status. She was said to have governance over the Great Wheel. She was not a maker, but all life that ended passed her gaze before returning to the earth in another form. Sun High sought rebirth for his empire at the cost of the natural order. Her body was taken to the palace as a grim trophy of the power that ended the long drought. All the while, the people hailed the Emperor as a hero, ignorant of the price.
So yeah, let's ask him about the Celestial DMV. What do you know about the Great Wheel or the Celestial Bureaucracy?
The Great Wheel is a way to envision the cycle of rebirth. I believe that when something dies, it is reborn as something else, after some form of assessment, of course. The Celestial Bureaucracy is said to govern the heavens. Just as cities have minor officials, existence is delegated across many entities, some more grand than others. Or so some choose to believe. It is probably better explained by a philosopher. I know as much as any person that has seen their share of death.
The Emperor destroyed my people to take the Water Dragon's power?
Even a god is not invincible. They have their place and it can be challenged. Sun Li could not stop the slaughter of the spirit monks. He fled the battle with you in his arms. Most believe Sun Li fell at Dirge, a lie spread by the Emperor. A handful of us knew that he lived, and we also learned the terrible price of his rebellion. Li's wife was with child, his daughter born in the Imperial Palace while he was at Dirge. He never saw her. Within weeks of the siege, the Emperor had Li's family executed.
Executed? Murdered? The Lotus assassins were to cut them down. A mother and newborn child. I have no doubt that order came from Death's Hand himself.
Why did Master Li do this? What's so special about me?
He probably didn't think his family would be harmed, but even had he known, he might still have saved you. Li knows you have a destiny to fulfill. You're the last of your kind. The natural order has been disrupted. There is much to say, but first I was instructed to impart some very specific knowledge. Your master was very clear. It is time to continue your training, and I am honored to add to the basics that Sun Li instilled. A brief description should reinforce the style you saw me use.
I am always ready to learn.
Certain lessons had to be withheld until you were ready for the attention they will bring. Sun Li taught me so that I would teach you. I must train you in Spirit Thief. Magic and weapons tire you. Draw on them too much and you could be left defenseless. Spirit Thief restores your chi, prolonging your ability to fight or ignore wounds. It is especially useful when enemies are immune to basic martial attacks, when you must use magic or weapons. It can even immobilize a foe, allowing time to recover even more.
I can't remember if there are any
This
enemies
short
like
lesson
that.
should be enough for now. Come speak with me in the tea house. We will talk of your master and more.
And we just got Spirit Thief, arguably the single most important style in the game. Every hit restores chi. And you can upgrade it so it restores a lot of it. But now, reading time! Yay! The shadow in the trees. Travelers in the great southern forest often report strange sightings and bizarre phenomena. Aside from the hospitality of the Pilgrim's Rest Inn, the forest is nearly entirely wilderness, and the verdant canopy of the forest hides wonderful and fearsome creatures, unlike any seen anywhere else in the Empire. Strangest tales are those of a shadow among the trees, that seems to follow visitors to the forest. Philosophers hoping to reflect in the peace of the forest often report feeling watched, and patrons of the Pilgrim's Rest Inn claim to have seen a strange silhouette darting among the trees. Despite the apparently otherworldly nature of this figure, those who witness it sense no aggression and attribute it to the mysteries of the forest. I'm sure that doesn't foreshadow anything. Let's go talk to this totally random person. You can actually tell that she's a quest giver before you even get to her because of the arrow over her head.
Please excuse me. I know I shouldn't be crying in public like this, but I just can't help it.
What's wrong? That's so mean. Your sobbing is annoying me.
Please, I'm just a humble woman. My name is Seamstress Lawn, and I have a problem I don't know how to solve. I thought you could help, but I was afraid to speak to you. It's my fiancé, Baker Bay. Every day a group of thugs attacks him and beats him up. He tries to avoid them, but they find him wherever he goes. The beatings are getting worse. I'm terrified they're going to kill him. After I saw you take on those sailors, I thought, well...
I'll take care of those thugs for you.
Thank you so much, kind sir. You don't know what this means to me. If our firstborn is a boy, he shall have your name. Bay is down at Beggar's Pier right now in the southeast corner of town. If you hurry, you can probably get there before the thugs attack him today.
You tell that she's just so grateful and excited by how bored she looks. But first, let's talk to Zoo.
Is there something you want?
I want to know about you and about what you and Hui were talking about.
Nothing to concern yourself over. Very old business. I traveled this way when I was fleeing the Lotus Assassins.
I want to know more about this child she mentioned.
It was nothing. Some vagrant waif I passed off after making sure its belly was full. A far less surprising turn than what Wei said about your Master Li.
She confirmed that he is the Emperor's brother.
I know Wei to be a truthful and honorable person, much more so than I consider myself to be. I do not question her belief, but belief alone is not enough. What if it is true? Much will have to change to accommodate this truth. It means the Emperor lied about Li's death, and he may have assaulted the heavens. The Emperor subject to the common vice of deception. Unthinkable.
Yeah, that is the kind of attitude you could expect from people in ancient China. The Emperor to be flawed? Impossible! Why is it unthinkable? He is a man like any other.
No, he is not. He is Emperor Sun Hai. He is as close to the heavens as a mortal can be. I warn you, this will lead in a dangerous direction for you and Dawnstar. I cannot condone it, but I have agreed to help, and I will. Just don't blame me when the whole world is against you.
I appreciate your help, even if you give it reluctantly.
You will need more than my help. Just try not to endanger your companions. They are not to blame for what your destiny mandates. Now, is there anything else?
I wanted to talk about you some more. You seem agitated.
I am always agitated. It is because of my training. We were taught that we were always being watched, always being stalked. In many cases, it is actually true. You likely have similar feelings. When trained to be as vicious as the assassins, or when you are the protege of a famous master, you tend to attract unwelcome interest. I wonder how you will react to this scrutiny. I also wonder if your fellows will stand by you when the true weight of what you claim becomes known.
If anyone's Actually, we're out of time for this episode. Catch you in the next one. We will finish the conversation then. Twice in a row.